a tribute to our ancestor and holy patriarch, the Honorable Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman, also known as Reverend Albert B. Cleage Jr. On February 20th, 2000, the Honorable Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman, also known as Reverend Albert B. Cleage Jr., founder of the Shrines of the Black Madonna of the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church, father of Black Liberation Theology, and author of the Black Messiah, Black Christian Nationalism, and the Black Christian Nationalist Movement, joined the realm of the Ancestors on the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church's Beulah Land Farm in Calhoun Falls, South Carolina. Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman, which means liberator of the people, defender, and blessed man, led the way in the struggle to reform the theological foundation of the Black Church. The journey kicked off in 1953 when the Holy Patriarch began to speak sternly against the oppression of Black people. During that time, and moving on into the 60s, many Black religious leaders believed that integration between Black and white people was the only route to social equality for Black people in America.
We must deal with the problem that confronts Black people by building Black institutions, by understanding that only a separatist position is a viable position for Black people. Any organization or any leader in America who today advocates integration is a foe and an enemy of Black people and their survival in the coming years.
Many preached from their pulpits that Jesus teaches us that we are to forgive and love everyone, and that those people that favor Black nationalism over integration were teaching hate, and that their souls would be in trouble come Judgment Day. This type of propaganda was their effort to nullify the Black nationalist message of Pan-Africanists like Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman and Brother Malcolm X. While the Black community vacillated between self-determination and white dependence, Jaramogi turned his attention towards confronting the severe psychological sickness that had plagued the race since the onslaught of the Atlantic slave trade. He realized that a philosophy of Black nationalism and self-dependence could not be incorporated into the worldview of a people held hostage by the feeling of racial inferiority. Jaramogi knew that the Black mind had to be liberated and transformed before Black people could effectively participate in a struggle for social power. This transformation demanded a total restructuring of the theology of the Black Church. So in 1967, the Holy Patriarch published a collection of his sermons in the book profoundly entitled The Black Messiah, in which he outlined the call to Black nationalism and the revelation that Jesus of history was a Black man engaged in everyday revolutionary activities to liberate the Black nation Israel from the oppression of the white Roman pagans.
I think the basic reason or symptom or proof for the racism of the Christian church is the simple fact that white people have pretended for so long that Jesus was white, and that they've had the necessity to interpret Jesus as being white, when essentially white Christianity is racially, is historically false and theologically absurd, and practically, in terms of its effect on Black people, it's a debasing institution that enslaves Black people.
White theologians, ignorant of the history of the Black nation Israel, coupled with their white racist attitudes toward the Blackness of Jesus as undocumented heresy, while other white folks issued death threats on the Holy Patriarch's life. A few Black preachers, to demonstrate their love for the white man, claimed that it didn't make a difference what Jesus' skin color was, because our God is colorblind. Jaramogi's response was that God may be colorblind, but obviously the white enslavers, white Klansmen, white lynch mobs, white politicians, white champions of Jim Crow, white homemakers, white bakers, white bankers, and candlestick makers were not colorblind, as evident by their actions to do everything possible to keep Black people oppressed and afraid of cutting the chains of slavery. In the early 1970s, Jaramogi began a nationwide ministerial training program to prepare a new crop of Black men and women in Black Liberation Theology. This program gave birth to Black Christian Nationalism, New Directions for the Black Church, which to this day has found both national and international acceptance and success. At last, the black community was being offered the tools necessary to counteract 400 years of Negroization, the systematic deculturalization of powerless people, which results in them losing a sense of positive self-identity. Over the years, thousands of people have been blessed with the opportunity to experience the wisdom and revelations of the Holy Patriarch, Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman. He was truly a blessing, an angel, the Black Messiah of the 20th century, sent by God to save black people and redeem humanity. Rest well amongst the ancestors, Jaramogi, a man who was empowered by the Holy Spirit to plant mustard seeds for positive change and worldwide salvation. Thank you, Jaramogi Abebe Agyeman, for showing us the way.